He is as much a Kenyan as you and I. The Kenyan Indian has, however, been viewed with much mystery, if not suspicion. And he is often treated like an outsider. Yet our reporter Dorcas Wangira tells us some have deeper roots in our indigenous cultures than we may think.
In Kisumu and its environs, Aslam Khan is a force to reckon with. He stands out not just because of the color of his skin, but also the content of his character. 60-year-old Khan is popularly known as Jami Gore. He's a nominated MCA in Kisumu. In 2015, he campaigned for the Senator of Homa Bay, Moses Kajwang.
Our people, listen to me as an Indian and a person from another tribe.
Mtu kuniambia mimi kama Aslam Khan kwamba mimi ni mgeni, mimi ni Mkenya halisi kuliko Wakenya wote, kwa sababu I am a Kenyan by right, not by choice.
Indian migration to Kenya began between 1896 to 1901 with the construction of the Kenya-Uganda Railway. Today, the railway line from Mombasa to Nairobi to Kisumu provides a near-perfect metaphor of the relationship between the Indians who eventually settled and the Kenyans today.
Aslam's heritage is unlike the many Kenyan Indians whose forefathers came to build the Kenya-Uganda Railway. His grandfather, Hardin Khan, left what was then the larger Indian subcontinent. Without the British borders that created Bangladesh and Pakistan separate from India in the late 1880s. He came via Mombasa as a businessman. He established his businesses as a dukavala or shop owner in the early 1900s in Kericho, Litein, Keroka, Sondu and Migori. And the business tradition was handed down and within the family. What he says helps many Indian families to thrive. But why is it that many Asians, even those who are penniless railway workers, succeeded so in business?
Katika mapato yao, wanajaribu kuchunga mapato yao, alafu ile expenditure yao. Unajua ile gharama zao liko chini sana. Lifestyle yenyewe ni simple na smart.
Aslam points to history to assert that the Kenyan Indian is just as much a Kenyan as anyone else. The Bantus and Nilotes settled in a borderless Africa before the white man came. The Indians, who have been here for 2 centuries, were under the British colonial government treated like second-class citizens. They were also restricted in reserves. It was only as Kenya, due to independence, that they were allowed to settle only in urban centers, a policy which didn't curb the entrepreneurial spirit. The Kenyan Indian Congress also fought for independence. Notable contributors included P.O. Gama Pinto and Makan Singh. Aslam recalls that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga also worked closely with Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru to help Kenya become free. After independence, Indians who had been allowed to settle were either given the choice to go back to India or the UK or settle here. Aslam's family remained. Policies were put in place to ensure that there was joint partnership between African Kenyans and Indian Kenyans. Today, the story of African Kenyans and Indian Kenyans is a multiple narrative, with strands of integration, sometimes exclusion. Aslam insists that he is living proof that it is possible for the two to live together harmoniously as human beings and as Kenyans. The father of 4 has a wife of Arabic descent. She also speaks fluent Luo. One of his sons was named Raila Amolo Odinga, popular in school as a Gwambo. He engaged with our cameraman Davis Otieno, telling him that he comes from Kabwe, the umbilical cord of Kisumu.
Why do you love demonstrating? We only go to the street when something is wrong. As Luos, we love democracy, the same one that pushed Barack Obama to presidency.
Now that Premier Narendra Modi is visiting Kenya, Khan has a special message for him about the ties that bind us, India helping Kenya's health sector, and the possibility of Kenya's fish and Kenya's tea ending up on Indian tables.
Prime Minister Mar India.
Thank you very much, Narendra Modi, for coming with over 100 investors so that we can enhance this friendship. We want our fish and tea to go to India so that they can also see what we have.
Dorcas Wangira, KTN.